Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome to my channel. Today I have my March Wheel of TBR for you, so stay tuned. So if you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy that you decided to stop by my channel. I hope you enjoy the video, and if you do, make sure to subscribe, give me a big thumbs up, all that jazz. But real quick, how this game works. I spin my wheel 6 times and I do the prompt that comes up. When I get a prompt, I mark it on the wheel, and when one spot has 5 marks on it, I have to do a bonus spin for that. And I don't mark for the bonus spin, but I do have to pick a book, and I do change out the prompts each time. And as far as punishments go, if I don't read a book in that month, I'd have to read it the next month, and that can just cause my TBR to pile up and get ridiculous, which happened last month. And I think might be happening this month a little bit. So before we get into the spins for March, let's go over how I did for February. Okay, so to start off, there were 2 books that I mentioned in my February Wheel of TBR that I said that I thought I would get finished by the end of January, because I filmed these a little early. At this point, it is currently February 21st. I think when I filmed my February Wheel of TBR, it was actually January 22nd. So it's usually about a week before the end of the month. So I said there were 2 books that I hope to finish before the end of January. That was Hollowpox and A Win in the Door, and I did actually complete those in January. And now there are 3 books that I was supposed to do in January that didn't get read, and so I was supposed to do them in February. And let's see how I did with those. The first one was The Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey, and I can say I did complete this one. Next up was Sorry Not Sorry by Sophie Renaud, and as of this point I have not completed this. However, this is one that I do intend on completing by the end of this month. And the third one was 15 Minutes of Flame by Kristen Brecher. This is one of my Once Upon a Book Club box books, and I am currently reading this. I'm on page 72. I do intend on getting this finished by the end of the month. Okay, so these are the books that I was supposed to read for my February Wheel of TBR, plus I had 1 audiobook in addition to these 6, because I had a bonus spin. So for the spin short read, I was going to read The Demigod Files by Rick Riordan, and I did finish this. For my Have I Read It extras, I chose Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins, and I have completed this. For Sprayed Edges, I was to read Frankly in Love by David Yoon, and I have not completed this, and I very well may not, I probably won't, complete this in February. So this will be going on to my March TBR. For romance, I chose I Wish I Might by Lisa Day Pascal, and I did complete this. For adaptation, I chose Marley and Me by John Grogan, and I have not completed this. However, this is one I do plan on finishing by the end of this month. And for Roll the Dice, I selected The Almost Moon by Alice Sebold, and I have not completed this, and I probably won't get to this in February, so I'm going to put this one on my March TBR as well. And then for my bonus spin, I was to read Scribd Today's Pick, and that was If I Tell You the Truth by Jasmine Carr, and I did read that. So I have 2 books that have to roll over for March, and the other 3 will get finished by the end of this month. Alright, so that's everything. Let's get into our spins. So we have 1, 2, 3 different spots on the wheel that have 4 marks already, so if I land on any of those, that means I will have to do at least 1 bonus spin. So fingers crossed we don't have a lot of bonus spins this time, because I already have a huge TBR from my Cards Against My TBRs and my Have I Read It. Also, I plan on doing the Literally Dead book club and want to read House of Leaves, and this is a beast of a book. So in addition to all of that, I also want to complete this. And there is another book that goes on that in that stack here that I actually had to order. So let's see how this goes. Spin number 1. Alternate world. Okay, let's see if any of these work for... Oh, one of them does. Hold on. Alternate world means a book set in an alternate world to our own. And The Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu is set in an alternate world. It's sort of this fairy tale world that Mozart and his sister created that kind of became a real thing. And so, yay, this is what I'm going to choose for that. Okay, so let's mark, oh, dang it. Very first spin is one that has 4 marks on it. So I'm going to erase those 4 marks. We have to do a bonus spin, and I will replace alternate world with, got my little prompts right here, replacing alternate world with fantasy. Okay, so instead of 6 spins, we will be doing 7. Here we go, spin number 2. Once Upon a Book Club box. I have so many of those. Yeah, I definitely need to read them. Hold on, I know which one I'm going to choose to. Oh, I think it's this one. Yes. Okay. For this, I'm going to choose the one that has a Ray Bear by Jon Huckeby, I think is how it's pronounced. I don't really know too much about this, but I've heard really, really good things. And I really want to read this. And when I read this book, when I do any of my Once Upon a Book Club unboxings, when I read the book, I do a full unboxing vlog. So as I'm reading the book and I get to the pages, say open your gift for page 198 or page 31, I open the gift and show it in my vlog. So this will have a special vlog. Set that right there. All right, oh my gosh. Okay, so you know how in the beginning I said there were like 3 that had 4 marks already on them? Well, we got one the first spin. We got another the second spin. Oh my gosh. Okay. The wheel is not being kind to me. Okay. So instead of 7 spins, we'll be doing 8. Okay, so replacing Once Upon a Book Club with Friend Pick. If this comes up, I'll ask a friend to pick a book for me. Maybe I'll video chat them and screen record it or something, or maybe I'll just text somebody. As I'm filming this, it's pretty late at night though, so I don't know how I'll do that because it's a little after 10. So I might write my friend Clint. Ooh, or maybe I'll see if Kaylani wants to do it because she's on the West Coast. So it's a lot earlier for her. We'll see. Okay. Spin number 3 out of 8. Classic. Okay. None of those are classics. I'm not having a lot of luck here. Ah! Okay. Okay. What classic do I want to read? I don't really want to read a classic in March. Okay. You know what? hold on. Okay, so I decided to go with Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. This is a rather short book, and I love this edition. I think it is so pretty. And oh, look at those end pages. And I think this one will go fairly quickly. I love the art. Also, this could complete one of the challenges for both TBR Knockout and the Spring into Reading-a-thon, which is to read a book with green on the cover, and this is like pretty much all green. So cool, I'll use that one. Okay, this one did not have 4 marks on it, thankfully. So let's mark that, it gives it 3 marks there. And we will replace classic with most recent. And that would be the book I most recently acquired, whether it was bought or gifted to me or whatever. Okay, so that was spin number 3. Now spin number 4 of 8. Fantasy. Okay. I definitely have fantasy here. For that, I'm gonna go with Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. And this is a book that was kindly sent to me by Kaylani over at Kaylani Simply Me. The one I was mentioning I might contact for my friend pick if that comes up. But yes, she bought this for me as sort of a, I guess, Bookmas gift. I will be buddy reading it with her and the rest of my little Twitter group in March. So this will be perfect. Okay, now let's mark fantasy. And we'll replace fantasy with TBR jar. Okay, for that I have this lovely jar right here, full of prompts. There's so many in here. All books that I have not yet read. Well, I mean, it's been a little while since I filled this up, so maybe I've read some of them. If that's the case, I'll just pull a different one if I pull one I've already read. Okay, so spin number 5. Most recent. This is why I mark them, because sometimes I end up with a lot of them in the same, like getting the same color over and over again. But it is balanced. Alright, hold on. Okay, so the most recent book that I acquired, I can't actually pick that one because it is for a buddy read thing, and I can't, it's part of a series and I can't read it out of the order. Anyway, the next most recent one is one that I purchased during my 24 and 48 hour readathon, and that is The Cousins by Karen M. McManus. And this is a YA thriller. So I will be reading that one, marking this, which gives us 4 on this one now. And we will replace most recent with Hoopla Rec. So Hoopla is one of the apps that my library uses, and I'll just go on there and see which book they recommend. Okay, that was spin 5. So spin 6, which would have been our last spin. Hadn't gotten 2 bonuses. Okay, spin number 6. A bookish book. Okay. Perfect, I have one. Okay, so a bookish book to me is something that's, okay, it's one of my favorite tropes. So that is like a bookish character or a bookish setting or like a book within a book, something like that. And so one of the books that I'm already going to have to read anyway, so I'm going to pick for this prompt, is the Bromance Book Club. Yay! And we will replace, or not replace that, we will mark that. Ooh, that gives us 4 on that one. But that was the last spin that I have to mark anything on, because that was my original 6. I don't mark for the bonus spins. Okay, so we're going to replace Bookish Book with A through Z, which I'm just going to use a random letter generator and pick an author that has either the first or last name starts with that letter. Okay, so bonus spin number 1, spin number 7. Contemporary. For that, I will pick Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. And this is about a girl who's spending the summer in Tuscany as her mother's last dying wish, getting to know her father. So we will not mark that. I almost did. Not marking that, but we will change out the prompt. So replacing contemporary with new release. And I'd say new release would be anything that's come out within the last 6 months, maybe. I think that's fair. Yeah. All right. Last spin, spin number 8, or second bonus spin. Okay, so something with a number in the title. Don't know if I have anything here. Does this count? Okay, y'all let me know if this counts. So we have Love Sugar Magic, Book 2, A Sprinkle of Spirits. Would this count because it's got a number? Comment down below and let me know what y'all think. I think, at least for this time, I'm going to count it. And then we will replace number in the title with nonfiction. But yes, I do want to know if y'all think that would count as number in the title or not. And that will kind of affect my decision the next time that prompt comes up. Okay, so those are all 8 spins. This is what I have selected for them. We have Love Sugar Magic, Book 2, A Sprinkle of Spirits, Love and Gelato, The Bromance Book Club, The Cousins, Crescent City, Peter Pan, The Kingdom of Back, and Ray Bear. Plus all of those. Okay. Give me just a minute. Oh, and these 2. Okay, give me just a minute and I will come back to you with what I'm going to be reading for the Spring Into Reading-a-thon. Okay. Okay, so that took a lot longer than I expected. But I now have everything sorted out. There's also one additional book in addition to these readathons and such that I'd like to read that didn't fit into anything, and that is Our Chemical Hearts by Crystal Sutherland. And I just want to read this because we're reading a semi-definitive list of worst nightmares for our group book for the Spring Into Reading-a-thon, and we're going to do a live show with Crystal Sutherland. And so I would like to read this one as well. This was her first novel, and it's actually been turned into a movie, and I want to watch the movie too before we do the live show. So this will be probably done in like the first week or 2 of March. In addition to that, before I actually get into the Spring Into Reading-a-thon TBR, as I mentioned before, I want to read House of Leaves for the Literally Dead Book Club. For my buzzword, I will be reading The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sagar, because the buzzword for March is time, so that's why I chose this one. And then for my TBR knockout, so the first prompt for March was to read a book with luck in the title or be about something lucky, and so for that I chose A Lucky Caller by Emma Mills. And then for the second prompt, read a book with green on the cover or on the spine. I can actually use one of the books that I've picked for spring into reading-a-thon to kind of double up, but I like to just, you know, be that much more difficult on myself. So for that prompt, I will be doing the Bromance Book Club by Lisa K. Adams. And then for my spring into reading-a-thon. Now, for the spring into reading-a-thon, you can double up, triple up, quadruple. You could try to get all of the prompts fit together into one book if you want, but as I said, I like to try to make things even more difficult on me. So I want to do a book for each prompt. So the first prompt is spring cleaning. Read a book that's been collecting dust on your shelves. And literally any of the books that I used for my Have I Read It could work for this. So I decided to go with Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins. And this also, if I wanted to double or triple up or whatever, this could also work for Women's March, which is to read a book with a strong female character. For the second prompt, Luck of the Irish, read a book with green on the cover. The book that I chose for that prompt is Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. And there is some green on the cover here and like in the title. And for prompt number 3, Over the Rainbow, read a classic or a retelling. This also would double up for the last prompt, the green on the cover, because I'm going to read Peter Pan, and this is a very green book, but it is a classic. So for prompt number 4, Women's March, read a book with a strong female character. This is another one that could double up, and that is Ray Bearer by Jordan Fuego. And there's little bits of green all over, so you can kind of see it, like little pieces of green. So this could totally count for that as well. And then the group book is to read A Semi-Definitive List of Worst Nightmares by Crystal Sutherland. And I said that if people didn't want to read this, they could read Our Chemical Hearts, or they could just buddy read a book, any book they wanted. So any of those other books could also work for buddy read books. So they could triple up on all of those. And I also want to participate in Becca's Bookopoly-thon 48-hour readathon. And that one I can't really pick prompts ahead of time for, or pick books ahead of time for prompts. The only one that really was made available is like you could read for your first prompt a fantasy or a book with a dark cover. I might go with Peter Pan for that, because that is also the weekend, like at the very end of our spring and a reading-a-thon. So I might try to get all of my prompts for that squeezed into like the first 5 days so that I could try to do the prompts for the Bookopoly-thon the last 2 days. So we'll see how that week goes. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye!